Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bond. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm gonna do a review of a watch from a company called Meccaniche Veneziane. At least, that's what I think the company name is pronounced like. Either way, the company is fairly successful. It's a micro brand based in Italy. It generated quite a bit of interest online with a lot of their successful Kickstarter launches, and there is a lot of talk on forums about this company. However, not so many YouTube reviews. So, let's get into it. Let's review this watch. Meccaniche Veneziane Redentore collection. Let's start the review, as always, by looking at the dimensions of this case. We have a diameter of exactly 40 millimeters, excluding the crown guards, a lug-to-lug width of 47.5 millimeters, a lug width of 20 millimeters, and the thickness a hair over 11 millimeters. Here's what the watch looks like on my 7.25 inch wrist. I think it wears pretty good, although here is my first kind of negative, I guess, with the watch, and it's this long lug-to-lug distance. As you can see, even on my wrist, which is kind of a mid-sized wrist, it's reaching pretty much the outer edges. For a dress watch, which this watch is, I wish that lug-to-lug distance was a bit shorter. That way the watch would wear better. But the watch is very slim, so it wears comfortably on the wrist. Meccaniche Veneziane is a micro brand based in Italy. This watch is Swiss made with the Swiss made movement. We'll talk about a movement in a few minutes or so. But I want to talk about the price first, because this watch is priced at 630 euros, or about, what is that, 730, 720 bucks, which is not a small price to pay for a micro brand watch. So of course, everything that I'm going to talk about with this watch and how I'm going to judge this watch is going to be also based on that price. If this was a $100 watch, of course my criteria would be lower than a $720 watch. So keep that in mind when I do this review. Another thing that you will notice is that there's going to be a lot of kind of polarizing opinions, because there are so many things that I really like about this watch, but there are also some things that I really don't like about this watch. Like, for example, I just talked about the lug-to-lug distance, in my opinion, is way too long for a dress watch. These lugs appear to be quite thick and long, so I wish they were shaved down a little bit. However, the thickness, or should I say the thinness of the watch, is really good. So you see, it's a positive and a negative with the dimension, and that carries through to other elements of the watch. Like, for example, the finishing on the watch. I really like this polished finish on the top of the lugs, on this bezel. The bezel connects to the crystal really well, so that finish is really nice. However, on the sides of the case, we have this brushed finish, and we see this downward brushing pattern. And it's the same thing on this side and on top of these crown guards. So what is my problem with that? Well, as you can see, this is a dress watch, but the finishing looks very rough. Now, I don't think this was an oversight. I think this company pays quite a bit of attention to detail with the watches, so I think this was a deliberate choice. But I don't think it makes the watch look very refined. If they went for a less noticeable brushing, the watch, in my opinion, would look more elegant and better. Just for a comparison, here is the Oris that I just purchased. It also has a brushed finish on the side of the case. But you can really see the difference between this fine brushing and this kind of more rough brushing going downwards. So that's something that I don't like. I think it was a deliberate choice, but for me personally at least, it looks a little bit too rough to be on a dress watch. So going from the deliberate choice on the brushing to a deliberate choice of the crystal, and that was, in my opinion at least, an excellent choice. Just look at this domed sapphire crystal. Now, you might think, well, Oleg, we've seen domed sapphire crystals on so many watches. What's so special about this? Just look at the attention to detail. So the way this crystal is domed, it makes each one of the hour markings look longer. However, if you look at it at the angle, you can see that there's also a hidden minute track. So if you look at the watch straight on, like so, the minute track is hidden out of sight, and all you can see is Swiss made. So again, that's kind of measured precisely, so it shows at any angle that you look at this watch. However, if you look at it just slightly from a different angle, you can see that the hidden minute track is revealed. The Swiss made, of course, you can see. You can see also these minute marks. So that's really well done, really good attention to detail. We have a crown at the 3 o'clock position. Attention to detail with this crown is also excellent. It is a sign crown with this kind of a cross, very reminiscent to another Swiss-made watch company. You know which one I'm talking about. The grip on the crown is excellent. It's not a screw-down crown. This is a dress watch, so it's not really a diver watch. Water resistance of 100 meters. The grip on the crown is excellent. The knurling, the operation of the crown, really, really solid. Looking at the caseback is see-through, so there's this display window showing us a custom rotor and a beautiful movement. The movement powering this watch is the caliber MV285 movement, which is essentially a clone of the ETA 2824. 26 joules, 28,800 beats per hour, so it is a smooth seconds hand tick, and mine is about 8 seconds plus per day, which is not fantastic for an ETA based movement, but it's not too bad. Maybe with time the movement would settle in, so to speak. Once again, I really like all the attention to detail with this watch. Just looking at this case back, once again, we can see the screw down case back. We can see this polishing on the back of the lugs, polishing on the case back itself. Even all this writing is done really well. It's really sharp, easy to read. Of course, Swiss made, and the movement is also very beautiful to look at. So attention to detail again carries through to this dial. We can see that logo once again by the 12 o'clock position. Meccaniche Veneziane written as well at the top. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Excuse my butchering of Italian language. I'm doing my best here. And now we can also see the attention to details with these hour marks. They're really well done, have kind of a three-dimensional look to them. The hands look nice too. Now I should mention that this watch is available in a few different color combinations. They sent me this one here with a gold hands and a gold hour indices. It's not real gold, but it gives the appearance of gold. My favorites probably the blue dial. I also like the same version with the blued hands. I think those two look great, but this one here is a very attractive watch. So quite a bit of attention to detail on this dial. That also appears to have nice texture to it. But once again, one thing that I don't like about the dial is this date window. I think they could have done without a date window, or maybe moved the date window instead of the 3 o'clock mark. It just kind of looks out of place there, and it also looks a little bit too small, so throws away the symmetry of this dial. Some things could be definitely improved about this date window. Once again, going from something that I don't really like, that's the date window, to something that I really like, and it's this leather strap. So it's Italian leather, handmade leather strap. I think it looks excellent. It's of a great quality. I've been wearing this watch for about 2 weeks now, on and off of course, but it held up really well, and it even aged excellent. So I really like this leather strap. It was a great choice, and has a signed tank buckle. So really, really nice leather strap. It even smells good. I know it's a weird comment to make, but it does smell good. It smells like quality. Looking at the packaging, again, there's some things that I like and some things that I don't like. So let's start with the things that I like. I like that they include these kind of cards, and this is a really nice paper. It feels really nice. I don't have warranty for this watch because I have to send this watch back, so I'm not keeping it. But when you buy yours, it will come with one of these, and this feels nice and luxurious. It feels good. And I know that presentation, especially presentation of packaging, is very important to a lot of you guys. That's why I'm talking about this, especially on a watch that costs $720 US. And even this wooden box feels good. So apparently it's handmade in Italy. So it has a kind of a cool story behind it, and I really like this touch. It kind of slides open like so, and what's inside is the disappointing part. This kind of a styrofoam packaging. It's not the worst I've seen, but it could certainly be improved, especially since you see a lot of other
much cheaper watches have kind of a nice leather packaging inside of their boxes, versus this one here. It's just styrofoam. It's fitted tightly, but it could definitely be improved, and also the watch comes with this tag. So overall, I think the watch has a lot of positives, but it also has some negatives. It's a really good looking watch. It's a watch that will have a lot of wrist presence when you wear it. It's a noticeable watch on your wrist. Not noticeable in terms of the weight, but it's noticeable in terms of other people noticing that you're wearing this watch. It does look rich. However, some things could definitely be improved, and I pointed out all of those things already. One last negative that I have about the watch is the ticking sound of the movement. The movement, for some reason, is very loud in this watch. When I have it on my desk, I can hear it. I can definitely hear it. I can't have it on my night table at night because it is that loud. Don't get me wrong, it's not like a vintage watch or anything like that, but you can definitely hear the ticking sound of the movement.
Alright guys, so that was the full review for Meccaniche Veneziane Redentore collection. Pretty good watch, not perfect. There are some shortcomings, but I think overall the company is on the right track. So I'm excited to see what some of their future releases will look like. And hopefully I get a chance to review their new GMT model that just finished their Kickstarter campaign, and I think they should be sending out some models already to customers. So hopefully in the future I get a chance to review that watch. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this watch. By the way, today on my wrist, I'm wearing Oris Aquos 43mm. I just got this watch, super excited, still in that honeymoon period with it. And every day I fall in love with it more and more. I will link a story behind this purchase in the description below. Also in the description below, there is a secret link. Have a look if you're curious. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you guys next time.